Okay, because last time you don't need it, but the last time somebody said they couldn't see it. Hello, y'all.
Hello, hello.
Let me check on the platforms so we can go ahead and get started. Let me see if I can change the name of this here in YouTube real quick because I don't like that it says. Um, Let me go back here and see if it'll let me change the name of it.
Okay.
Ain't nobody joined yet, so um, go to Substack and see if it says I'm live.
Going now.
Let me edit this.
Yep,
What
it shows.
happens if I paste that?
Going oh, look at that. I'm here.
Let me edit this.
Okay, so I'm leaving that because it was echoing. Sorry. But yes, you are live.
Mm. I don't know if you the only person here in the live. Said we got two people. You might have been one of the people. Hey y'all, give me just a second. I'm making sure that we are live on both YouTube and Substack. And we're gonna get right on into this. This is my good girlfriend. Okay, y'all got my good girlfriend today. And we are talking about why are six-figure earners building second income streams? Something we are both well versed with. And we're gonna get into it. A good lunchtime live Kiki.
Mm-hmm.
If you hear, let me know in the chat. If you hear drop live in the chat, let us know if you can hear us and see us okay before we get going. Save. Okay. So yes, I see our beautiful faces here on YouTube. So we're good on YouTube and it looks like we are Gucci on Substack. I hadn't been in Substack all day. I was just looking at my notifications.
Okay. Move this here.
If you hear, go ahead and drop something in the chat. Let me know. If not, we'll go ahead and get our conversation started, and we will wait. Let them drop questions. I'll keep the chat open. Um,
Cool.
I'm trying to see if I hear feedback from you. Talk for like 3 seconds.
For like 3 seconds, I'm going to sit here and talk to see if you hear any feedback.
It sounds okay.
Okay.
I just need to turn down my headphone. All right, let's go. We ain't got all day. People will hop in when they hop in, and we will introduce them to the conversation. So, Crystal, we have a lot of common. We have a lot in common. We work together. We got stock together. We figured out how to survive life post Tesla together. And all kinds of other life things that have gone on. Um oh, and I think I need to change this title one more time. Why are six-figure earners building second income streams, Crystal? What in your opinion, what is going on? Why is enough not enough? Why do we need to stay on the grind and hustle?
Yeah, I think it's so many layers to it. To be honest, I would say, why is enough not enough? Well, I think for one, like the paycheck alone is never going to get you to retirement, right? I just don't believe that that's going to be it. Like it's the vehicle, right? So it's going to be supporting you being able to make more investments and do things on the side and put money to other places so that it can grow faster. But I just don't believe in the age old sort of belief that like you work, you put money into your 401k, and then you retire and you expect your retirement and the government to help you really live the life you want to live, right? So I think that's a reason. But I think also, especially us, it's like I don't necessarily want to work till I'm 65. And
Mm,
so if that is the case, like one W-2 is just not it's not gonna be enough to really kind of like speed up that process and kind of like really enjoy. I want to enjoy my 40s and my 50s
Mm.
and my 60s, right? I don't want to just enjoy retirement once I'm 70 something years old. Like, I want to start before then. I don't know what you
Yeah, and
think.
I mean, I just think that everything has changed. Like
And it,
what was supposed to work before, it doesn't work anymore. And it's like, how six figures used to be a lot of money.
mm,
Now everything is caught up to it, and it's like it's not a lot of money. And it's just you got to work harder, you got to have more sources of income. Jobs have become even less stable.
mm-hmm,
And I just feel like so many people feel like they did all of the right things. You know what I mean? We went to school. We did this. We did that. And now it's almost like you still feel exposed. You still feel like one false move.
yeah. And I mean, to that point too, right? It's like the job market is crazy. Like, you can have a
Mm.
job one day and then like the company is like, hey, we need to be profitable next quarter. Let's go ahead and slash by half the team. And then it's like people are laid off and you don't have a job. And then it's like, well, what do you fall back on? Your emergency fund? Like, that ain't enough. You know what I mean? Like, you need another income stream just to support, I feel like. To support
Yeah,
the what ifs of life.
the what ifs, and it's almost non-negotiable. Like
Yeah.
maybe I'm the only one that feel fragile. Like I got all kinds of I'm constantly on the hunt for other sources of income. I guess to kind of lessen the load of the fragility of like you just can't really depend on anything. And it's I think maybe I'm feeling it doubly right now because the job is undependable and now it just seems like my real estate business is undependable
Mm,
now. And that's because of the job market and what's happening on their side of the fence.
yeah.
People are having to move out. People don't, they're slow paying, they're late paying, it's all kind of stuff. And so I'm just like, I need what I once thought was a sure thing. Like I'm having to get more sources myself just to,
Same.
yeah.
Same. I was in chat the other night and we was having a little strategy session, and one of the things that I was like is, do I have enough to, I want to live in Chicago and Miami at the same time. How much I need to do
Mm,
that, right? And it was like, it ain't so much about like not having enough, because you've shown that you've built wealth, right? It's more so about you feeling comfortable. And so it's like that margin in between, like it's that margin of like, I got cash flow on hand at all times, not just stuff sitting in assets that I can't really touch or I don't feel
yeah.
comfortable touching right now. And so it was talking about like really leveling out what that margin looks like and making sure that the cash flow is coming in. And again, that's why we need multiple streams of income. I think we do. And I don't have a ton of them, but I'm definitely looking for more.
Yes. So, and we got a couple of people that popped in. Go ahead and drop live in the chat. Let us know if you can hear us and see us okay. You seeing me with my good girlfriend, Crystal. We talking about sources of income. We about to get into the nitty gritty. So what have you tried, Crystal?
Oh God.
Yeah, what have you tried?
What have I tried in terms of source of income? So I've tried real estate. I wouldn't even call it a portfolio, to be honest, right? But I have two homes, and not including the one that I live in right now. Stock.
Why you downplaying it? Okay, so I'm gonna shut my mouth and let you run the question. Run it down. Look, I need some notes so I can jot down and not interrupt. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Couple
I
real
mean, because
estate
when we look at
properties.
my good girlfriend Jerry, I don't have 90 something doors, right?
You
Like,
don't,
that's
you
not my
look. You
story.
don't need 90 something doors.
That's
Let's.
true
You want to
too.
trade. You want to trade places. You want to take mine.
You got it. You
Hey,
got it.
Juice. Thanks for letting me know you can hear us and see us. Okay.
But
Couple
so
doors.
there's that. I've dabbled with the idea of purchasing a small business, right? Now, that looks really glamorous, like when people are promoting it online. The reality of that is really, really hard. And you need quite a bit of capital to come to the table with. So I've researched a lot of that, haven't really pulled the gun just yet, right? I thought about, doing the influencer thing. That's just not, it's not your girl, right? I don't. I'm not that public and want to be out there with my face that much to want to do that
Okay, and
right now.
we gonna argue about that, but okay.
I know we all have different thoughts about that, right? But I think going forward, like my main avenues is kind of like I'm not necessarily looking to add more. I need to grow and capitalize on what I already have, right? And
Okay.
so I do have these homes. How do I grow income within them? I do have this stock and this portfolio, right? Like this retirement plan of stocks and bonds. How do I continue to grow that? How much more do I need to invest consistently? I do still want to purchase a small business. So, how much capital do I need to be saving over the next 2 to 3 years to be able to do that? And being able to get some mentorship along the way so that like I'm not doing it alone, right? So, courses and investing in myself and all of these other sort of things. But like, those are things that I'm kind of like, okay, this is gonna be like my wealth bucket, I guess you would
Yeah.
say, right? So I
Yeah.
have my W-2, I got my stocks and bonds and investments, I have my real estate, I'm looking for a small business, and then I don't know, maybe we'll just decide to be an angel investor at some point. I don't know,
Mm.
but
You
I know
gotta, yeah. You
that's
covering all your bases.
that's
You
my
covering all
picture.
your bases. I want to
Yeah,
get the tea though.
let's hear
I
it.
want to get the tea.
What
And
is
I'll
it?
say, we both have real estate. I have, let's see, what are mine before I get into your business? I
Mm-hmm.
have real estate. Um, I'm not an influencer, but I do create content.
You do.
I have stocks. I have W-2. Is that it? I
You
think
tell
that's
me.
it. I think that's it. Okay. So how'd you tell me about your real estate? Like, because I honestly don't know. Like,
Okay.
is it kicking off profits? How do you use those profits?
I don't. So that's a real good question. So like I have two homes that I previously purchased. I guess they call this like a form of house hacking, right? Like I bought these homes to live in them and then I relocated or I bought another home and then I put tenants in them, right? So that's happened to me 3 times now. Um and so the same with the house that I'm living in right now. Like I bought this property knowing that this wouldn't be my forever home and that I wanted to be able to transfer it into a rental. So with that
Mm-hmm.
being the case, them properties they cash flow, but it's not like 900, $1,500 a month cash flow. It is enough for me to just keep continuing to keep it in the bank, and I feel like I can reinvest it at
Mm.
some point. So I don't use that money. That does not go towards my living expenses at all. I use my W-2 for my living expenses, and that money just stays away. It just stays there. I guess I'm a little bit more risk adverse too than I guess the average person, and so like I'm always like what happens if the tenants move out? And we plan for stuff like
Mm.
that, but I just always want to be super comfortable with like a solid cushion to make sure that I'm good to go. So I don't
From
I
the
don't touch
beginning, though, from the
it.
beginning, you never touched it.
I think I
I mean,
touched it
that's
in cases of like emergency.
okay.
And oh, we should even talk about that because if I'm being real honest, like an emergency back in the day is not the same kind of emergency that I have today.
Mm.
And that
Okay.
came with me being like, okay, you need to build an emergency fund, right? Like you need a fund just for that. Like my whole mindset was like have enough money to cover 2 months of your bills. But then I was like, but what about
Personal
retirement?
bills.
Yeah, personal
Okay.
bills.
Okay. Because I didn't know if
Um,
you just meant emergencies for business emergencies.
just
Okay.
like my personal life sort of thing. And so like I will pull like $200, $500, $200 here and there. And I
Okay.
did that for probably like maybe a few months. And then I was like, I don't need this. I don't need to tap into myself as a bank, but it's nice to know that I can. Right. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
my own
Yeah.
bank in that way. But I always pay it back. So it's kind of like if I did borrow against myself, I'm very faithful to pay myself back first before anybody else get paid back. Right.
I love that idea.
Yeah. It's interest free.
Yeah.
0% interest, right? So but anyhow, don't do that. I wouldn't do that. Like I wouldn't tell people to do that, right? Like you got to be real disciplined to be pulling money out of a place that you know you needed to cover some mortgages. So like, don't do that, right? Um, but what I will say is like that was at a point where I did use that money, but I just don't do it anymore because I just have become to that point more disciplined to like have an emergency fund and it stays. And it's like once I get to a certain threshold in my bank account, I don't touch it no more. Like I ain't got it.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, you even though you have a smaller portfolio, I mean, you learn some lessons. I don't know if you subconsciously or on purpose or not. But I feel like that's what I wish I would have done. I wish I would not have taken a dime. You know how much money we would have? Like, if
Mm,
we had not, but we bought properties under the guise that we're going to live off this money.
mhm,
And I just had the realization that, like, I think there's a couple situations where you can do that, but I think generally
yeah.
most, and I think that's what's being sold, that you're going to buy your properties and they're going to cash flow, and you're going to, nobody talks about what you're going to do with that money. So
Mhm.
people assume you're going to live on it, you're going to travel, you're going to do this, you're going to do that, and that's exactly what I did. I didn't
But
travel
see, I
on it,
think
but
my story was like my property's cash flow, but it didn't cash flow enough for me to
it
do that.
wasn't enough for you to even plan for that.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess in my mind, I was like, oh, well, I need to wait until I get 10 properties or 15 properties or X, Y, and
Okay.
Z to be talking about living off of it. Whereas now I'm like, well, what I really know is I don't need that many properties. I just need one or two of them to be super profitable.
What's
And
your definition of super profitable?
it can replace like my current budget per month right now. So let's just say I
Okay.
spend $12,000 in expenses per month to just live my normal life, right? Then I would want enough in my rental properties to be able to cover that cash flow wise. Like that's after I paid all the mortgage and insurance and taxes and HOA and property management fees and all the other things that come with like just having the property. After that, I want to be able to say, oh, I can pay all of my personal bills scotch free. And that may not come off through real estate, which is why we're talking about there's multiple income streams,
That's why
right?
we
Like,
talking about this.
yeah, like some of it may come
Um,
through dividends, some of it may come through, tapping into stock. So, yeah.
Crystal, somebody asked, do you have single families?
Yes, all of my properties are single family homes.
Okay. Um, all right, so we covered real estate. We about to move into some other. We gonna keep the conversation going. If y'all got questions, drop them in the chat. But we gonna keep the conversation going. We both have our stance on real estate. It's just a piece of the puzzle, and I think
Mhm.
that's why this conversation is so important. Because one, I think people think once you reach a certain salary level, you're no longer looking for other income streams. Once you buy a couple of pieces of real estate, you're scot free. It's like all these myths about basically the end of the rainbow.
Mm,
And everybody who has kind of reached what supposedly was like the top tier, you're good. It ain't nobody good.
mm.
So we all still here. What's going on with the stock game? What what you doing in terms of stocks?
So I I'm not a financial expert by any means. But I have a 401k. I have a SEP IRA. I have a Roth IRA. I have just a regular old taxable brokerage account, right? And what I have learned is just to trust. Like put it
Mm,
there, leave it there. Don't keep looking at it every day. That make you nervous. That give you anxiety, right? Like I just trust that it's gonna do what it needs to do. If I review it, it's more so like twice a year. It's not nothing that I'm checking on consistently. But what I am consistently doing is pulling money out of my paycheck. Well, I don't pull it out. Like it's just
mhm.
set up to where like it just auto drafts, and it's as if I never made that money in the first place because it goes straight into investing.
Do you do individual stocks or are you doing funds?
I do both. And
Oh,
I know
okay.
people be like, you're not supposed to do that. But like, I also believe in investing in things that I believe in, right?
Mm,
And so, like, for me, I'm gonna be real, real, and people may not agree with this, but like, my daughter loves Apple products. We got iPads,
mm.
desktops, laptops,
Right. You like
phones,
we an investor whether we want to be or not. So am I. Look,
watches, like all
everything
of
in
it.
my
So I'm
house.
like, okay, well, I bought Apple stock, right? The
Mm,
same way with Netflix. Like I don't have cable, just don't believe in that. So I have Netflix, and we die hard by Netflix over here. So I have
mm,
Netflix stock. I have a Costco membership. I love Costco. I have Costco membership, right? Nvidia. Now we get into some of the ones that are kind of like a little bit more data
mhm.
focused, right? I have that stock. I have some other ones that are kind of like focused on oil. I have some other ones that are focused on electric vehicles. Like there are companies that I invest in because it's like I believe in them. Do I put my whole boatload of money there? No. But do I like put a little bit here, a little bit there when I believe in it? Absolutely. Especially if they already taken my money. There is no reason that people
Mm.
have Amazon Prime accounts and they don't have Amazon stock. Like, no.
That's fair. And I think that's a good way to look at it because a lot of people are trying to get into stocks and they don't know how to start. And you saying keep it simple, buy what you I mean, buy what you are using, what you already investing in, whether you know it or not. And then somebody in the chat said, just set it and forget it, S&P
Period.
500. So I,
Hmm.
I, I do a little bit of both too, right? I have some set it and forget it. I have the auto, what is it called? The auto purchase, like it direct deposits into, I think it's with E Trade. It direct deposits and then you tell them what to buy, and so they just buy it regularly for you.
Yeah.
Every time you make a deposit, and it's in a fund like that. It's in
Mm.
the S&P fund, but I do have some random stock purchases, basically like you. I'm
Hmm.
already invested in this company. Let me just buy it. But I was watching something the other day from Wall Street Trapper. Do you know him? Do you watch
Yeah.
his
I
content?
love him.
Yes.
I
Okay.
follow him
So
on Instagram. Yes.
he's talking about the difference between day traders and swing traders, and he was saying he doesn't day trade because you have to be right today, you got to get it right today. But he was talking about how he has a Patreon. He is like, I'm dropping the plays in my Patreon, and like I think he was saying he might put down like 20 on a company, and then over the next 3 to 6 months, that's when he expects to get his return. And he
Mm.
was saying people in his Patreon were like, "Oh, I made 1,400. I made 10,000. I made," because it with the longer the trade is, the more comfortable people are putting more down. And I was like, I had a lot of ideas. Stay with me now. I
Okay.
had a lot of ideas. I was like, huh, maybe I need to get more structured about the stock investing, and maybe I'm not in a community for that at all, right? Like I was like, I would kind of be interested in getting in that Patreon just to see what the ideas are, maybe
Yeah.
running some of those plays. But then I was like, and I know you said you don't want to be an influencer, but I was like, I think my real game plan is I'm gonna take all the money from YouTube, from digital products, from all these extra places where it's coming in. And
Hmm.
I'm like, I think that's gonna be my stock fund account. Like to get an
Oh,
account real, yeah. I was just like, I was like,
I like that.
wealth. You said something else that made me reminded me of this idea I had last night. Wealth is built with the money you don't need.
Hmm.
And I think that's why it's so hard for people, especially the six-figure earners, because we have already been trained that we're gonna spend everything. We need everything that the job is bringing in.
Hmm.
And then most people think, oh, I'm gonna go get me another source of income, and I'm just gonna increase my lifestyle. And I'm like, when you said earlier about how you're not spending your proceeds from real estate, I'm like, do you have any idea how much money I would have if I never spent a dime of that money?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I got an
And
idea.
you got you got an idea.
I got an
And so
idea.
I was like, I basically have a chance to start over. And I think
Mm.
if I had to tell if anybody asked me for advice, like how do I get out of depending on corporate
Mm.
for my income, it's like build you a side income. Don't spend a dime of it.
Yeah.
You got to put it in something, and whether it's the S&P 500, like whether it's something that's going to grow, that you're not really looking at it, cuz you just said that that's what you're doing with your rental income. Like it's
Yeah.
just growing. You're not looking at it, you don't need it. And
And
one
the
day
thing
you're going to look
too,
up and you're going to be like,
yeah,
it's 50 grand in here.
yeah, and I think the thing that I was thinking about too with like that whole with real estate for me, I think I looked at it a little bit differently. Like at one point I was looking at, oh my God, I want to get to 30 doors, then 50 doors, then 100 doors. And now I'm kind of like, I just need this one to be paid off. And then I got complete equity in it and I can do what I want to
Yeah.
do with that money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so my goal is not necessarily to like grow that grow the portfolio per se. It's more
Mhm.
so like just maximize what's there.
Yeah.
Like Yeah, like I want to be able to like have the tenants pay off them houses, and all the equity is still in it. Like I'm not in the game, and I think it's a great game, but the whole idea of like taking equity from one home to go buy another home, like that's not my game right now. I'm
Mm,
not in that one.
yeah.
Um I'm in the long call game, which is like that I don't touch that right now. Like that is for when I am 50 up.
Yeah, I thought about doing that. That was one of my strategies. But then the reality is that to reap the benefits of someone paying off the home, you're gonna have to refinance it unless you're gonna wait 30 years to you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because unless you're gonna wait 30 years.
No, I'm not waiting 30 years. I don't plan to be around here worrying about real estate in 30 years. Like I don't want that to be my story either.
That was the other thing I had. And I'm like, I got a whole video ready for this, but I'm like, a lot of people were saying that real estate is gonna be one of their sources of income, their retirement plan. Do you actually want to do that? Like,
I don't.
I I know I don't, because I luckily I'm doing it now. I got the experience. I'm like, I don't think anybody wants to work that hard
Mm-mm.
in their retirement. Like, I don't know if it's legit. I do think, if you got some stocks or you got something else,
Yeah,
that's the
you know what
real
I love about
retirement
your
plan.
content? You're real honest about like this real estate not being passive because it ain't right. Like I these two properties you about to send me between the text
Mm.
messages that I'll be getting from property managers and stuff, and this need to be fixed, and this is under warranty, but you got to pay for the labor. But listen, I just got a message the other night about dryer vents needing to be cleaned, and I was like, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it means, but I guess,
But see,
and
that's
now I
what
got to
bothered
research
me.
stuff.
Go clean them. That's what
Right?
bothered me. Go clean them.
Yeah. So it's
It's not a
all
skill.
it's
It would be different if they said we need to rewire up a bit. Do not contact me about something that you need to go over there and do.
yeah. So I mean that whole real estate thing. If I think about doing that when I'm 62, I don't want to be taking them sort of phone calls. I just don't. I don't want to have to answer my phone. I don't want to be tied to my phone. I don't want to do that.
And I always talk about there's a difference in, well, I don't know why we keep circling back to real estate, but I don't know if I always say there's a difference in tenant type.
Mm,
And I'm dealing with a lot of personalities and you know what I mean? Like, and situations. And I think that's another thing that I'm not willing to do and take with me into my retirement.
mm,
I don't care that, call it what you want. I don't care that your boyfriend up and left. You ain't got no money. I really don't care that your job cut your hours.
yeah.
I, I don't care about anything going on with you if it had, you know what I mean? I cannot care because what I like to tell the mortgage company don't care, baby. I can't tell them nothing. They like, you don't even have
They
a
do not.
vehicle. That's what I'm saying. You don't even have a vehicle to talk to them because they like, we talking about this munyon or
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have
Yeah.
taken that approach with my tenants, and it it still doesn't stop the churn. It's still in
Mhm.
my head. It's still whether I want to choose to ignore it or not. It's like, well, dang, well,
Mhm.
dang, well, and just like it's too people centric. It's too people centric. I need to do some stocks. I can't. I
I'm with
can't.
you. I am with you on that. Yeah.
Let me see if I can show this. I'm still getting on. Let's see. Or can you see that, Crystal?
Yeah, I do. I know everyone
Okay,
says that.
good.
They
Uh,
taking on equity. Yeah, I'm with you. Orlando.
I
Yeah,
have
I'm
never
with you.
taken money out. I need to change that. It has never been passive.
Yeah.
Oh well, you should have been my mentor back in the day. But the way things were supposed to work out, it was essentially under that guise that the real estate pays for my living expenses and then I use my paycheck for something else.
Hmm.
But what I ended up doing was using my paycheck to buy more real estate and it just completes the cycle.
Keep
Um
going.
so I'm looking forward to I'm about to run it up. I'm about to
Yeah.
get in somebody's stock Patreon so I can I don't know what that means. I was looking in the chat. Is that code for Section 8 or low income areas? Tell me what you mean. Did I say the things that I was complaining about? No, it even happens to regulars.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't, it sounds like you are sick of the maintenance aspect of it. Do
Hmm.
you have any as a, you got two single families, do you have to deal with like situational drama?
No, I've been very blessed.
Okay.
I have been very, very blessed that like that stuff it does not come to my door. And if it comes, it must be go through a property manager before it's filtered to me because and I'm also super clear with my property managers too. I'm like, hey, I'm empathetic. I really am. This is also a business. In the same way that people wouldn't live in an apartment and just expect that they just go wild out, you also can't do that at this property either, right? And so like my expectations were really clear before I even started looking for tenants around like, hey, we need to like set that minimum of what they need to have, for their income to be able to afford this
Yeah.
place. Make
Yeah.
sure that that's super clear for people because I understand life happens. I get it. Life
Mhm.
doesn't happen to me too, right? But it's like this is a business. It's a small business, but
Period.
support small businesses, okay?
Period. So what are you trying to do with your other sources of income? Are you just trying to stack? What you gonna do with the stack?
um I see you got another comment here. I haven't read it yet, but I'll let you read it while I answer the question. I am trying to stack while also accelerating, right? And so, like, when we talk about accelerators, it's like I could use what I have right now and probably keep growing it and be okay, right? If I continue to invest the way I'm doing right now, just based on like pulling money out of my W-2, I will be okay. But acceleration means like I want to add more income to that bucket to be able to do so. And so, like, I'm doing Substack now, right? Like, please follow along on
Mhm.
my journey if you guys are interested, right? But I'm talking about like my journey from like losing a bunch, which I'm sure we'll get into that, right? And then to like gaining it back. Like, how am I doing that while also still maintaining my peace of mind, right? And then you know, the idea of buying a small business is so intriguing to me. One, because it gives back to my community, but two, because like it really is an accelerator to like replacing my entire W-2 income. And if I can have a small business going with the staff, obviously, right? Because I can't afford to do that
Yeah,
by
yeah,
myself.
right. I have thoughts. Mhm. Sound good.
Um, and so it's like either I'm gonna buy a job or I'm gonna buy a business. If you buy a business,
Yeah.
it comes with staff. If you want to buy another job, you can go at it solo. I wouldn't recommend that. That's really, really difficult, right? Like you
Mhm.
already trying to learn P&Ls and then you want to also learn how to actually do the job that you need to be paying people to do. That's a whole nother topic. But I would say I'm accelerating by doing things that make me uncomfortable. Some of that is content creation. Like writing
Okay.
Substack, that's something that like I love writing, but I'm very cognizant about what I write about and making sure that it's going to be helpful and not just me like talking about stuff that I
Mhm.
feel like I'm just, mouth diarrhea or something. I don't know what they call it. Yeah.
Okay, so you okay, you said buy business.
Mhm.
More thoughts. I kind of feel like that's a little bit of a dream that anybody's going to care about your business the way you are.
Mhm.
So I kind of feel like you buy a business, you put some staff in place, it's still a lot of responsibility on you. I mean, it still all falls on you.
Yeah. It's
What
actually more responsibility than what I have
yeah.
right now, right? It's more responsibility, but it's also more money. And so it's like the greater the risk,
Mm,
possibly the greater the reward. And so you got to be willing to say like, what am I willing to risk for the next 10 years of my life to see X potential over the next 30 to 40 years, right? And so those are the things that I'm kind of weighing right now too. It's not just about like you're just trying to get out easy because I think that's what a lot of people look to too. It's like I'm trying to make quick money, easy money, like, and it ain't it. It ain't,
it don't
I haven't
exist.
seen it.
It don't
Yeah, I
exist.
haven't seen it. If
Mm-mm.
y'all know about it, drop me an email. But I haven't seen it, right? And so the thing is, like, it's always going to be some level of work. It's like, what kind of headaches are you willing to go through? Like, what sort of uncomfort are you willing to be in so that you can get to comfort on the other side?
I have not thought. That's the one thing I have not. I have not thought about buying a business.
Mm,
I have not. I mean, and I know you. If I there's only a couple of types of businesses that I would want to run. Like the restaurant is too hard. I don't think I would want a franchise. Like I wouldn't want anything with food and beverage just because it's a lot of
same.
waste. It's a lot of expense. And you were talking about the laundromat, and then you kind of put me up on. It's like no, that's
Yeah.
basically Section 8 low income housing. Like you don't want to deal with that market.
Yeah, but
Uh,
for people like us, right? So, and I learned this from a few of those quote unquote gurus online, right? Talking about selling small businesses, but it's like buy things that you know about, though. You know what I mean? Like have a consulting business. You know all about that. You know what I mean? Like,
mm,
or buy a lawn business. You need that for your properties anyways. And so it's like stuff that you would normally spend money on or things that
yeah.
you're actually interested in or things that you know about. Focus on that stuff. And what I also learned is like if you're trying to get an SBA loan, they're not giving it to you if you don't got experience in that stuff anyway. So it's like
Mm,
you can't go out and buy no plumbing but business if you ain't got no plumbing license. Like
mm,
they're not letting you do that. Not if you're going that route. If you want to go a private investor route, that's cool, but make sure you got plenty of money ready. Plenty of
mm.
money. Because it's not just coming from a easy loan, right? When you don't have experience, you're going to get charged more.
You just gave me and I some homework. I'm gonna have to go do some homework and see if I was to buy a business, what kind of business would it be? Like what would I be qualified to do and what would be easy to get into? I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, but I agree. The What I have learned, even through the real estate, is that even if you buy a business, you have to be able to materially participate. So
Yep.
it's like if you own a restaurant, you got to be able to cook.
Yep.
In owning real estate, I need to be able to do something. Unclog a toilet, paint a wall. Like I think that's the real game changer, the real leverage. Like if
Yeah.
whatever the business is, it's like how can you contribute without having to pay somebody? Because it does seem all well and good at hire staff, but then you realize that I'm running this business and everybody making more money than me,
Mm-hmm.
and I got all the responsibility.
Right.
Why am I doing this? I
Yeah.
mean, it's really something to be said for like these companies who start from the bottom and they actually go somewhere like Walmart. Like, you know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
they call it the small business hell. Like when you just a small business and it's you don't have enough money to do what you need to do. You don't have the right people. Like it's so hard to break out of that.
Right.
So I kind of
Absolutely.
salute companies who have. So I don't think I'm going the business route until I can determine uh how to make that do what it do. We got a couple questions. I am going to look at those and then we got to get into this why Crystal doesn't want to be an influencer because I have a whole theory that we should be being paid to exist.
Mm.
And I'm
Oh, I
I'm
like
doing
that
I'm
though.
doing it I'm doing it right now. I'm being
Being paid
paid to
to exist.
exist. We going to get in that in a minute. Okay, let me change this thing cuz it turns. Okay, here we go. Show. How much of the headache can you minimize through systems? And would you say don't spend your cash flow, use it for getting your next property or building your stock portfolio? I got hella systems. I still got headaches.
Dang.
You can't, well, you say minimize. I think I have minimized as many headaches as I can. And we just discovered live here that the real play is not to spend your cash flow. Well, she's saying, should you use it for your next property or um I think where I'm at right now, I'm using it for stock portfolio. Like I'm trying to get into a revenue source that doesn't require a ton of people to operate. And so if you as you keep adding properties, you're really adding bodies too.
Yeah. I think for me, the cash flow that the property is making that I'm not spending on, my thought process, like I mentioned before, like I want to accelerate what I already have instead of buying more. And so my thought is like, I want to be able to do some upgrades to some of them houses in the near future, right? Because I want to up the property value and I want to up the level of tenants, etc. And so, like, my thought would really be like, hey, in the future, maybe I can spend some of that money on that. But also, if it wasn't that, it would probably be into the stock market.
Okay. Uh agree. Let's see. How long do you keep a tenant who hasn't paying who isn't paying? Have you ever experienced that? You had to put anybody out?
I've been very blessed. I said that.
Has it been the same tenants or has
Yeah,
anybody moved out?
no, I've never had turnaround.
And how long? Years.
Ah, 2020,
So
2021.
one tenant has been with you 6 years.
Yeah. And the other one, I got my next tenant in what, 2023?
That's amazing. Because that means you're not having to come up, you're not the turnaround, the
Yeah.
repainting, the this, the that. Like that's the where the big expenses
Mhm.
come in. So Crystal knows nothing about this.
Mhm.
Um, my stance has changed multiple times. What it is right now is the legally you're supposed to give a person a 3-day notice. So the rent is due on the 5th. By the 8th, you can give them a notice. If they don't pay by the 8th, you can go ahead and file for eviction. But
Mhm.
because I know how my tenants do, I give them until the end of the month. Because what I found myself doing is I kept filing for eviction and then they pay and then they pay and then they pay. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
let's cut down on all this activity. And so basically, if you haven't paid by the first of the next month, then I'm filing for eviction. I still give you your 3-day notice.
Mhm.
So on the 8th, I still give the 3-day notice. That gives me license. I can technically file for eviction whenever I want to. But if you haven't paid by the first of the next month, I got to file. And you can go tell your story to the court. That's what I always tell them. Once I file, it is out of my hands. You got to go to the court. If you got money, show up to the court with your money. Um, so that's the thing. Now, do not be fooled by people who trying to get help either, because they lying. It just takes it could take 3 months, and then the agency says, "Oh no, we ain't giving them no money."
Mhm.
So, all right, let's see. The social media stuff can be lucrative but volatile. I probably should have came back to that one because I want to sit here. I want to sit here. Social media, it definitely can be lucrative. We were just talking about being paid to exist. I think there's never been a time that's been easier to literally just tell your story
Mhm.
and get paid for it. And you don't have to perform anymore. I think back in the day, people used to think, oh, I need to try to create. And that's what I mean by being paid to exist. It's like figure out what's actually going on with you and then talk about that. Crystal, you have a very interesting story. Like your trajectory, you know a lot of stuff. You done had a lot of life experience. You be surprised the life experience things that we don't give that much energy.
Mhm.
Somebody sitting at home struggling with that same thought, decision. Dag, I wish I had somebody to ask about that.
Yeah. You know, this is gonna go right back to what you just said, and I need to internalize what you're saying. But like, I think for a long time I was like, I am not that entertaining. I'm just not. I'm boring. I do the same things typically every day. I am pretty cut and dry. I'm scheduled. I'm routined. And it ain't nothing out here that I know that I don't think the majority can't find on YouTube already.
That's the issue. They haven't heard you say it.
Maybe this is
They
true.
haven't heard you put your sauce on it. I mean, that's what I'm leaning into. It's like I didn't even want to talk about real estate because I'm like, it's so many people on the internet talking about it. Lo and behold, I have a different, I'm having a different real estate experience. So it's not, I think it's moving away from educating. I
Yeah,
ain't trying
all
to
of this.
educate
Let me tell
nobody.
you how to get rich real quick stuff. Don't
Yeah,
nobody want to hear that no more.
they don't. And so if you're not trying to educate and you're simply just being,
Mm.
you going through something in life that somebody trying to figure out. Look, you and I are both trying to figure out how do we maximize income
Yeah.
despite having jobs and all the things. It's like we
Mhm.
still trying to figure it out. And so it's somebody that doesn't have even the hasn't even accomplished the things that we have, and you got something to share. I mean, I learn from you. I don't know what you're talking about.
um, Tell me, how have you become comfortable in kind of like sharing your story, even though the story is not done yet?
I think that's the part that makes it interesting. I
Mm.
think about it like this. I just started a Netflix series.
Hmm.
It don't need to be complete. Y'all, I'm living it. Y'all watching it. We don't nobody know what's gonna happen.
We all clueless.
And I think that's what makes it interesting. Like you don't. And I sent an email about this to my email list. You can go to getcashnotes.com or find me on Substack if you want to get my weekly email. It's what the thoughts that are going through my mind every week. And you're just things I'm figuring out real time. And so it's like when you think about Netflix, when they start season one, they don't know what's gonna happen in season 4 or 5.
Mm.
They just telling a story and they're seeing what people respond to,
Oh, that's good.
and
And they
you
keep
keep
going
tell
with
you keep telling the story.
it. Yeah.
And so it's like, they're making it up. It's like, so yeah, if this couple was together and then some catastrophe happened, did they get back together? Did he get with somebody else? Did
Like, I
she
want to
get with
know now.
somebody else?
Yeah, yeah,
Did
yeah.
they fall into financial ruin? And so basically, that's just everyday life just on a screen. We are all living that version
Mm.
that somebody wants to see. And
Mm.
then it's like everybody wants to watch like a underdog story. They want to see
Mhm.
somebody come from something to nothing. Not from something to nothing the other
I
way
know what you meant.
around. So how did I get comfortable? I just don't care, Crystal. I didn't get comfortable. I stopped caring.
Okay.
You know what I realized? Nobody has their shit together.
Oh, that's true. I do believe.
Everybody is going episode to episode to episode, right? If you think that somebody set out a 5-year plan and they actually followed it, absolutely not.
That is
They
true.
jumping around from thing to thing, figuring things out as they go.
Yeah.
And it's like, why not be okay sharing that?
Yeah.
Because that's the messy middle. When you think about your favorite TV show, they are a hot mess. They a hot mess. It's like this is messed up. This is messed up. They trying to figure these things out, and you are locked in. So I don't know why. I do know why. I think it's because, especially as women, we've been taught that things got to be right. They got to be
Mhm.
put together. Black
Mhm.
people as well. We grew up hearing you got to be twice as good,
Mhm.
and now we're in a society where don't nobody really care if you good. They
Mhm.
really want to watch the struggle. To be honest with you, they really want to watch the struggle
Yeah.
and sit back and to see if you come out of it or not.
Mm.
So I think it's like just lean into that, lean in, and I think it's being confident in what you have accomplished,
Mhm.
so that I mean, what somebody shared with me several years ago when I very first, when I first got on to the internet
Mhm.
after my like 8 or 9 year
I wait.
hiatus, she was like, if it can't hurt your feelings, share it. So it's like, I'm only sharing things that I'm completely okay with people saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm an idiot. I'm good. I'm bad. I'm okay with either one of those stances because I'm like, well, it happened
Yeah.
and it ain't gonna hurt my feelings. So I think that's the rub. People are like, they don't know what to share. but you got to go through your Rolodex and it's like, what am I not concerned about other people's opinions on?
Oh, I think honestly, like how I've made money. Like I don't care, child. I did it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's been done. It's a done deal. I know
And
how to do it.
so for me, the Netflix series was, how did this girl get to 90 doors of real estate?
Mm,
And I can just tell all kind of stories around that. Like you said, I don't care. It happened. It's out there. I don't care. There's nothing you
right.
can say that can bother me. What is your Netflix series? And I think let's talk about your Substack, because your Substack is
Mhm.
Millionaire Comeback.
Yeah, I love my Substack now
You are
because
sitting on gold. You, because what is the comeback? Have you explained that to anybody? Have you said that
not
on
really.
Substack? What does it even? What does it mean? What's the origin?
Okay, so millionaire comeback, you would think it means like I want to make $1 million again. So this kind of started with the aspect of like I did make $1 million like before the age of 35, like through corporate, through stock, through getting promotions, right? Whole nother story. But in doing that, I lost a bunch of money via a divorce. And so now I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm rebuilding my life and I'm
Mm,
rebuilding like my stance on like what I believe in and all of the other things. And so with that, my little my I shouldn't call it my little, we like diminish things when we say stuff like that, right? But my Substack really is kind of just following me along the journey of what that comeback looks like. And what's happening is like I'm evolving and growing so much, and I'm like, oh, it ain't even necessarily about the money. It's about my peace and my joy and like living life on my terms. What does living life on my terms mean? Like, I kind of want to spend the spring in Chicago, New York for the summer, and Miami for the winter. That's living life on my terms. And so it's like,
mm,
how do I really figure out how to get to there? And why does it matter to me? How do I live a full life as a single woman, as a single mom, and not worry about, waiting on someone else to complete my life story, right? How do I really go about being effective as being a mom while also really killing it at my W-2 so I can keep investing so my daughter doesn't have to worry about how she's going to pay for her first home? Like all of
mm.
those things is what I'm talking about in my Substack, because it's like those are the things that are kind of like growing and shaping me. So follow me.
I mean, you're doing it.
Yeah,
You're doing it. I
in
mean,
real
those
life.
all the little narratives that you just dropped, like people would tune in to watch that. Like, you know how many 35-year-olds want to hear you tell them how they can be millionaires?
Yeah.
Like, post it on YouTube. See what happens. Uh
Had a YouTube channel. That's
let's
crazy.
see. What? Hold on. What we talk about? YouTube is amazing. I would never thought I would have amassed the audience I have. Never. I just want 10K subs in 2 years. Now once, oh, you just want it. Are you telling me you got 165,000 followers, Orlando? You've been more than blessed. I agree though. Um I didn't anticipate when I started this at the beginning of this year, and when I said I was going to get back active on YouTube, I didn't even think about it as a revenue source.
Mm,
It just happened because I focused on the outcome. I was like, I don't know, and this is something I posted on Substack about my 52-week experiment. I was like, I don't know what's going to come up posting every single week for a year on YouTube, but we about to see.
mm.
And lo and behold, few
See it.
months in, I was like, oh, okay, so, and it's kind of passive to me. I think YouTube is passive because I'm doing the things anyway. You just said you're trying to figure out how to live wherever you want to live, do whatever you're doing that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Turn on camera.
Ooh.
Because it's like I like the ideas. Like I might not be trying to do what you're trying to do, but like you gonna say something, and I'm like, oh, I can apply that to,
Mm,
wait a minute, let me.
mm-hmm.
And so yeah, I think it's just a constant exploration for me. And just putting yourself in other people's shoes, that like there's other people who are in this constant exploration as well.
Yeah, it is. I agree with that. I always go back to like this image. I remember someone saying about a market being oversaturated, and someone reposted it and was like, "Have y'all seen the bread aisle? It's plenty of it. Like it's not oversaturated."
Have y'all seen the
And
bread?
it's true. It's like that bread aisle got plenty of people and plenty of kinds of bread on it, right? Um, But yeah, sometimes it's just about getting out of your own head too, right? Like we get in our own head about things so often.
Orlando, I'm gonna have to come find you. Look, I'm about to look you up right now. Orlando, is that your handle? Because he said I'm boring too.
Oh, you born
Upload.
like me,
That's what
Orlando?
he said. Let
We're born together, okay? Just
me
born.
see. That is too funny. I'm a look for you because I love watching people's stories. Um, but anyway, y'all drop any other questions y'all have. Anything else for you, Crystal? I do have one question. If you were starting over today, what would you build first?
Ooh, I honestly, I would go the probably the exact same route that I went. And that is getting really good at my day job. Because getting really
Hmm.
good at my day job teaches me skills that I can use outside of my day job. And so if you learn systems and you learn processes and you learn how to manage people and you learn how to lead people, all of those things come in handy when you need to run your own business, I would say. And so I think I would go the exact same route that I did, which is like get up under some tutorship and like really learn, focus and kill it. I think I would do the exact same thing.
What would be your first investment? Would you do stocks or real estate or business?
Ooh, I think I would do stock. I wouldn't do real
Okay.
estate first. I think I would do stock because stock is all about the long game, right? And so like it
Yeah.
needs time to sit, like it needs time to simmer, like a good soup or a stew or something, right? Like you need more time in that one, I feel like. And you can eventually, possibly, if you wanted to, take that money towards some of the real estate or use it as kind of like, so there's this whole thing that I didn't know about taking like a liquid loan against your stock, and so you use yourself as
Mm,
a bank, right? And so like it's way less interest than like a typical credit card, but it's like
mm,
that's your money. You're just taking a loan out on it. Warren Buffett does this all the time, and so he does not live on any of his investment money. He lives off of his actual stock. So like he's in debt to himself, basically, right? But I think that could be another path to actually like getting real estate. Like plenty of people do that. They have
mm.
$300,000 in stock. They use $100,000 of it towards a home purchase, and then they just pay it back. They do a burr. They do
How long?
something.
How long do you think it would take to get 300,000 in stock?
Ooh, it
Is
depends
that
on
a
what you
10-year
want.
trajectory, or it
Yeah,
depends on
I
how you
think.
come across it?
Yeah, I mean,
Touche,
it depends on
touche.
how much you invested.
Could be 1 year.
Yeah, like how much you got,
It could be
how
one
much you want
year.
to start with, right?
But just normal people, if non-Silicon Valley,
Yeah,
let me know
yeah.
if you hear in the chat. How long you think it's gonna take somebody to come up with 300,000? Because I would do I would do the opposite of what Crystal is saying. I think I would do what I did. I would buy real estate because it appreciates faster, or maybe I just got lucky and my real estate appreciated fast. It was
Mhm.
during a good time. Um, and then I take it out and do stocks. So I would do what Crystal did. I would house hack
Yeah, yeah.
so that you don't have to come up with so much money to get into real estate. What's been the hardest thing for you in trying to get other sources of revenue income? What's been harder than you expected?
I mean, it's personal for me, right? I just said that I'm a single mom. And so, like, the hardest part is like making time to do all of the things. But the old saying goes, like, you make time for what you want to make time for, right? And
Hmm.
so, figuring it out and juggling it all and feeling like, I do create systems in my life because I feel like if I'm holding it all together and if one piece cracks, then the whole thing just falls apart because I'm the one that's holding it together. Like I can't live my life that way, right? Like that gives me too much anxiety. So I would say, creating processes, systems, knowing who got my back, knowing, who I can lean on and when, like getting good people for advice and mentorship, like all of those things help. But I think the hardest part is just being single and doing it solo. It's hard.
Mm. I don't I think what has been my I think what's been hardest for me is the people aspect.
Mm,
And I've been a people manager at work, but that ain't got nothing on when you trying to run a business, or it ain't got nothing on it. I mean, because even from the content creation standpoint, I've hired all kind of people, and people just don't be that good. That be my problem. Either they not trustworthy, they not good, they got shady work ethic, and I'm just like,
Mm,
it's too much work to hold on to my own money
mm.
sometimes. So that's been, and that's why I'm making the pivot that I'm making. I'm trying to reduce the level of human interaction in all of my sources of income. Um, Real estate is the best option, leverage, low cost. Low cost to entry is debatable.
I was
It,
gonna say, who?
it
What
depends on
part
where
of
you.
it you want? Because how is it low cost? Where, Sway?
Well,
Where?
but he's saying he's also saying that it's going to take somebody 15 years to come up with the 300,000 that you said. But it's
Oh,
growing
okay.
over time. It's
Mm,
growing over time because I think what $1,000 a month is 12,000.
hmm.
You know what I mean? Like depending on how much extra you got. So anyway, it's no right answers here, y'all. We open to it all. If y'all got any interesting ideas about how to get this revenue popping, because we all need it. We've covered quite a lot today. We've talked about real estate, how the best way to get in. We've talked about stocks, how we choose our stocks, what we gonna do going forward there. We've talked about being paid to exist. And I'm hosting a live workshop next Friday. It's called From Confidence to Cash. It's answering the question that Crystal unknowingly asked me. How do you become confident and comfortable sharing your story and then in turn being paid to share that story? So I'm doing a live workshop because I mean, literally the light bulbs that go off as I'm just like, I'm having an idea, I'm having a conversation, and I'm like, oh, let me create a video about that. And then people just flood the comments, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is a real thing. Let me share this, let me share that. And just how algorithms work and the whole shebang. So I'm doing that next Friday, and it's 50% off between now and then. You can go to confidenceiscash.com to secure your seat. But that's what I got going on. You can always join my email list to get my gems every week. And how can we find you, Crystal? Because I'm already reading the story, but I want them to be able to follow along the Millionaire Comeback.
Yeah, the Millionaire Comeback. That's how you can find me. I'm on Substack. I'm there usually once a week with like a live post. So follow along my journey. There is really everything that I just talked about now in terms of like how I'm really kind of cultivating this next sort of decade, 2 decades, 3 decades of my life. I mean, I'm on Instagram as well. Crystal J27 is my handle. But really follow me on Substack. That's where I'm most interactive at. So
All
find
right,
me.
y'all. It's been real.
Mhm. Bye.
It's been real. Catch y'all next time.